Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Deborah Seligman, New Mexico Oil and Gas Association. And while I do appreciate the comments made by the supporters of this piece of legislation, and I have to agree that we do not trash New Mexico, I think I need to point out that there is never an intent to trash the state, and also that the devil is in the details, and I think that this is what this bill is about, is the details of the bill, not about the health of the state of New Mexico. And I'm not quite sure that this bill is as simple as a carbon agreement. This bill is a huge expansion on the Natural Resources Trustee Act adopted by this state in conjunction with the federal program. It's an expansion of what we currently have adopted and reiterates points that are already there. Within the existing law, we already have CERCLA, we have the Oil Pollution Act, and we have the Clean Water Act as adopted by the federal government. This, in essence, is taking standards developed outside of federal programs that we have adopted through the state of New Mexico and putting a whole new twist on them, coming in with rules. And there's a lot of language that addresses rules, but what you need to know is that there is no commission or board that sits in on public hearings to address rules when public comment is called for. Essentially, the decision-making on those rules will solely be by the Natural Resources Trustee. The definitional section is a total expansion and gives the Office of the Natural Resources Trustee tremendous power without actual legislative oversight, because they will be going to rule. There's a whole bunch of other people. I looked at the fiscal impact report, and the Attorney General's office noted that operating under the federal program is cumbersome for the state of New Mexico. New Mexico adopts federal programs. If they're cumbersome, we wouldn't be there. Also, the FIR states that there will be no fiscal impact of the bill, but the Natural Resources Trustee does not have the staff or the technical staff to even start developing.
First thing I want to say is that Mr. Egoff said that most of the people here who are against this bill are being paid to be here. I take offense to that because a lot of people here are not being paid to be here. I'm not being paid to be here. I'm not a professional lobbyist. As I look at this bill, I see that it pertains to other things besides water. It also pertains to air and our wells and the land and the minerals and several other things that it says in this bill would come under these things. As a citizen, when I look at it, and I'm not experienced in reading bills, okay, so I don't know the legalese. But when I look at it, my thought is the air. If I plow my field, if I have a field and I plow and I throw up dust, am I in trouble for polluting the air from the dust? I live in an area just north of Rio Rancho, and I look and I see the air pollution, okay? During the spring months, we have very strong winds where I live, and sometimes the road can be blocked out by the dust that is flowing there. Is Rio Rancho going to be sued for the dust pollution that it creates? My well, is someone going to come and look at my well and say, you know, you're polluting it or you're doing something to it? Are they going to regulate the well on my property? These are the things that I'm concerned with when I look at this bill. Some of the things that the people agree with, it's a redundancy of laws that we already have in place through other agencies. I don't see why we need to create laws on top of laws on top of laws and give them to unelected boards to oversee. So these are some of the concerns that I see as a constituent, as a citizen, and please, not all of us here are paid lobbyists. We are citizens. And I don't want to be looked at as a paid lobbyist. Because I'm here and speaking out doesn't mean I'm a paid lobbyist. And I would like people to understand that. Maybe it's new that average citizens are coming up here and talking. I don't know. But I don't think the assumption should be that everyone who is against something is a paid lobbyist. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Patricia Moore.
You didn't say your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Patricia Moore.
Committee, my name is Gabrielle Koltowski. I'm a small business owner and I'm an RN. Been in the healthcare business for many, many years. And I'm strongly interested in this bill before you today. What I'd like to say first is that I'm grateful for the fact that you're here representing us. We the people are sovereign. We delegate that sovereignty to you for a single purpose. The purpose is to protect our individual rights to life, to liberty, property, which is a necessary condition to achieve and maintain our lives, and thereby the pursuit of happiness. That as an essential and as a fundamental. I would like to say that as I read this bill, I have grievous concerns about it. I ascribe to every person here, including Mr. Eagle, benevolence. But it grants almost carte blanche power to the state. At any one time, and we have witnessed history in 2 centuries where this is true, there is a continuum from benevolence to malevolence. I trust that anyone in state government will be benevolent, but I cannot grant it my license to say that I approve of this bill for that fact. This bill extinguishes property rights. It extinguishes them. It extinguishes my right to breathe, to use my own property, to use my computers in my office. Perhaps, like happened one time, I shouldn't confess this, I did something to a computer that was kind of bad when it smelled. But anyhow, that was a long time ago with no computers. Land, I live on land, I have a house on land, I have water on land. I kill those bugs with substances. And I labeled down the road a whim of an individual who sits at the top of the natural resources person. I don't remember his last name. Anyhow, who might one day take exception to those of us in my homeowner association area who have done this. This is a threat. I don't need to alliterate every single one of them, but it is a threat, and it's a threat in perpetuity. It doesn't sunset in 5 years. I have to say, out of the deepest conviction, that this bill is evil. I do not ascribe that to any human being who contrived it, who wrote it, construed it. It's evil on its face. Ethically, I have to tell you the truth about how I feel about this bill and what I believe deep in my heart. And I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, in your wisdom and your concern for morality, to table this bill permanently. Incinerate it. Thank you for your kind attention. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Allen.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Anyone else wanting to say a comment in opposition?
Thank Patricia
Moreland.
Moreland, and the woman in black, the nurse in Albuquerque, for coming. I obviously we don't agree, but I'm very glad they're here. And when we started,